If your toddler is a complete angel at school and falls apart the moment they walk through your door, you're probably asking yourself the same 3 questions every single day. Why is this happening? Am I doing something wrong? What can I do? Here's the thing. The reason your toddler saves their worst for home isn't what you think. And once you understand what's actually going on, it stops feeling like a failure and starts feeling like something completely different. 8. This is what's happening. Home is your child's safe place. When you're there, their alarm is off. They feel secure, they feel regulated, but when you're not around, at school, at grandma's, anywhere without you, their alarm turns on. Not because something is actually wrong, but because kids at this age can't tell the difference between real danger and things just not going the way they expected. Being left at school feels the same to their brain as being in danger, until the familiar faces in the classroom start to settle them down. That's why they cry at drop-off and are completely fine 2 minutes later. The alarm turned off. Now add this on top of it. All day at school, your child is doing one of the hardest things a toddler can do. Following rules, meeting expectations, holding it together in a structured environment. That is exhausting. By the time they walk through your door, their tank is empty. So home is where they finally feel safe enough to let it all out. The breakdown isn't a sign that something's wrong. It's a sign that they trust you enough to fall apart in front of you. And if your toddler is strong-willed, there's one more layer to this, and it explains why the explosion at home is on a completely different level. Now, if your toddler is strong-willed, buckle up, because all of this happens on a completely different level. Strong-willed children feel everything bigger. Their emotions are more intense, and they're more sensitive to any change they didn't see coming. So, while all toddlers have an alarm, your strong-willed toddler's alarm is set to maximum sensitivity. Any unexpected shift, any at all, and it fires. And school is genuinely hard for these kids. Following rules and expectations all day is exhausting for any toddler, but for a strong-willed child, it's a full-time job. They're wired to push back, to question, to need things on their own terms, and they've been suppressing all of that for hours. So when they get home, it's not just the tank that's empty. It's like they've been holding their breath all day, and they finally exhaled loudly, dramatically, and possibly on the floor. Regular toddlers tend to switch into alarm mode faster, but they also come back down faster. Strong-willed toddlers take longer to fire, but when they do, the decompression is bigger, louder, and a lot more memorable. So now you know why it's happening. Here's what you can actually do about it. When they walk through the door, no interrogations. Let them arrive. Skip the "how was your day?" Skip the corrections. And if you have rules, you can bend a little right now, go ahead and bend them. If they left something on the floor this morning, it can stay there a little longer. Follow the routine if you have one. If not, you really need one. For example, shoes off, change clothes, snack, something simple, something consistent, something that tells their nervous system you're home, you're safe, you can breathe now. Let them play. Don't force the connection. They'll come to you when they're ready. Here's the thing we don't talk about enough. We want our kids to be perfect everywhere, all the time, and that's just not reality. Their alarm is going to go on and off in different places and situations, and that's completely normal. What you can control is what home feels like when they get there. The routine is the signal. And the faster they feel it, the faster the meltdown skips town. Let me bring all of this together because there's something I really want you to take away from this video. So here's what you now know that you didn't know before. Your toddler isn't worse at home because you're doing something wrong. They're worse at home because home is the one place they feel safe enough to fall apart. You are their safe place. That's not a failure, that's the whole point. And now you have something to do with that. When they walk through the door, no interrogations. Let them arrive, and follow the routine you have. Let them play. Don't force the connection. They'll come to you when they're ready. That's it. Very simple and efficient. You're not going to fix everything right away, and it might take multiple times for your toddler to understand the routine and feel safe. Eventually, will happen. But now you understand what's actually happening, and that changes everything about how you respond to it. The questioning you walked in here with, you can put that one down now. You now know why your toddler saves their worst for home, and exactly what to do the moment they walk through the door. Here's something that connects to this directly. Once they've had their snack, had their time, and they're ready to re-engage, you still need them to listen. And if you have a strong-willed toddler, you know that listen and strong-willed don't always go together easily. There are 6 specific words that change that. Not a technique, not a script. 6 words that work with how a strong-willed toddler's brain actually processes a request. Once you have them, you'll use them every single day. That's the next video.